So let me ask you, obviously a very busy day. You started your day here in Milwaukee talking to Jacob Blake, his family, his siblings. They're caught up in this national conversation right now about police, protests, race. What did you hear from them, and what specifically can you offer in terms of real change that not only addresses what they are concerned about, but what many African Americans are concerned about when it comes to police use of force?
What I heard from the family, as well as from, he got out of intensive care now. He's in the hospital bed. I heard nothing but hope, nothing but commitment to make things better. And when my wife said, let's say a prayer, and Mom gave the prayer. And she said she prayed for her son and she prayed for the police. I think that people are looking to unify here. I think they're looking to get things done. They know the vast majority of police are decent, honorable women and men. And the thing is, we got to need more transparency. We need to make sure that people, in fact, act appropriately. And we're going to set national standards by what police should be, how they should conduct themselves, that I think the police will not disagree with. So first thing I'm going to do when I get elected, if I get elected, is call together a group like we did before, a group of police officers, chiefs, civil rights leaders, community leaders, and work out rational means by which we hold police accountable for basic conduct.
So when you look at what Portia said, the woman at the
yes.
She says she doesn't want to hear words. She wants to see reform.
Sure, she wants to see reform, and so do I. And the reform, I've laid out a detailed plan to how to reform. Everything from making sure that there's no chokeholds, all the way to making sure that there's transparency in the way in which things are investigated, and making sure that the public at large knows, and bring in citizen oversight as well, so that we know what's going on, so that they're part of the community. You look, every place that we've had the citizens engaged and involved with the police, it's worked much better. And that's what we're going to be doing.
So let me ask you about that. Police are also under a lot of stress right now and facing a lot of scrutiny. So what would you say to law enforcement who are working in these situations? In Milwaukee, we're seeing a huge spike in murders and non-fatal shootings, and they're being called to deal with this. So how do you back the badge but still talk about reform and backing them?
What presidents say matter. And what Donald Trump does is he just divides. He pits people against one another. He talks about how what's going on is, and he just divides people from the very moment he became president, based on race, religion, ethnicity. That's not what we talk about. Presidents should be talking about bringing the country together. When I was vice president, the crime rate, violent crime, fell 15%. In Donald Trump's America, murder rates are up 26%. Not when we were there, because we brought people together. And the police, everybody puts on that badge in the morning for putting their life at risk. And they should be treated with respect and dignity and decency.
But they're concerned about departments being, in this call for defunding police.
Who's defunding? I don't call for defunding police. The only person who's defended the police is Trump. He's called for eliminating $500 million in local aid from the federal government. That's who's defunding police. That's who wants to defund them. I do not call for defunding police. Police need more help. Police need people. They need social workers. They need psychologists with them. So when you get a 911 call, they're not out there on their own. Police need help. These are people who are decent, honorable women and men, the vast majority of whom feel as badly about bad cops as anybody else does.
We saw Milwaukee County a year ago lead the nation by declaring racism a public health crisis. If you're elected president, would you declare racism a national public crisis?
I don't have to declare it a national health crisis. It is. Everyone, look, here's what's happened. What's happened is sort of the blinders have been taken off the American public. They've seen what's happening now with institutional racism across the board. They're seeing that the vast majority of people who are dying and getting sick and dying from COVID are minorities, brown and black people. They're seeing they're the very people who kept them safe in their homes. They're the very people who kept stocking the shelves. They're the first responders. They're the people who allowed for others to be able to live their lives safely. And there's a whole new appreciation for this. And I think, look, we have to do more than just talk about whether police are acting appropriately or not. We have to move in the direction of providing economic opportunity. We have to provide the ability for first-time home buyers to be able to get in the business, be able to buy a home. We have to get in the position to make sure that education is improved, that in the Title I schools, the poor schools, they get more money to make sure they have the teachers, have 3 and 4 or 5-year-olds in school. There's so much we can do, and I think the public's ready to do it.
Mr. Vice President, we thank you for your time. Looking forward to more conversations.
I'll be back.